We come to our last fallacy in this group, the so-called ad verecundiam. In Latin, that means the appeal to the elders, which basically means an appeal to authority of the people who are in control. This fallacy uses premises to try to support the conclusion by citing alleged authorities who lack the expertise relevant to the claim that's being made. Here's an example. The brilliant William Jenkins, the recent Nobel Prize winner in physics, stated that the flu virus will be controlled in essentially all its forms by the year 2050. The opinion of such a great man cannot be disregarded. The problem here is that Dr. Jenkins is a physicist, not a virologist. Even though he's an authority in physics, he's not an authority in virology. An unqualified authority, and therefore a case of ad verecundiam. Of course, there are appeals to qualified authority, such as this. A nationally accredited board of professionals makes a claim based upon their credentials and experience. They're all experts, and they agree. There's a consensus. The bottom line on avoiding fallacious appeals to authority is this. Is the authority really an expert in the field? And does the authority's opinion represent a consensus among experts in the field? If you answer no to either of these questions, you may be in danger of committing the fallacy of ad verecundiam. Let's wrap up the fallacies of failed induction. Hasty generalization is the fallacy of trying to draw a conclusion about all things of a certain kind on the basis of having observed only a few of them or some unrepresentative sample of them. This fallacy is committed by any enumerative induction whose conclusion rests on a sample that either is too small or lacks comprehensiveness and randomness, or both. Note, the mistake of stereotyping people is one form of hasty generalization. Weak analogy. Whether an analogy is strong or not depends chiefly on whether the things alleged to be alike really are alike in relevant ways. Any analogy where the things alleged to be alike may, in fact, not be very much alike in relevant ways commits the fallacy of weak analogy. It's important to note that not all arguments from analogy are fallacious. False cause. In a fallacy of false cause, one makes the mistake of thinking that there is a significant causal connection between two events when in fact there is either a minimal causal connection or none at all. And this fallacy can be committed in three different ways. Post hoc, ergo propter hoc, non causa, pro causa, and oversimplified cause. The appeal to ignorance, also known as the ad ignorantiam, is a fallacy committed by any argument whose conclusion rests on nothing more than the absence of evidence to the contrary. Finally, the appeal to unqualified authority, the ad verecundiam. It's a fallacy committed by any argument whose conclusion rests on the testimony of some authority who is really not an authority at all in the relevant field. It's important to note that not all appeals to authority are fallacious. That concludes this multi-part lecture on fallacies of failed induction. Thank you.